Yeah, man. Uh, I was waiting on some lacquer to dry, so I answered your last question. But by the time I answer it, you asked like five more. So I'm gonna try to remember them all, and it's easier just to tell you. Um, so while that's drying, yeah, Dinian glass. Hang on, I got them out here. Yeah, it blocks white light. There's some story about how the first Vietnam night vision goggles had Dinian glass. But you can actually buy these on, I think it was eBay. It was eBay. I got these on eBay. Just look up Aura goggles, and you'll see it's Dinian glass. And so yeah, when you wear them, it takes a minute to get used to it. But like if I look at my hand, right, if I hold it out here, well, especially when I'm doing it in front of the light here, you're gonna see the aura. It looks like a magnetic field around every finger. It's about that far off of the skin. Can't even see myself. It stands about that far out of the skin and kind of fades out. Um, so that's how you explain actually what electricity is. So if you watch that video, then the energy raining down on you that's keeping all the particles in motion, right, is that field. So the if you look at every like metal, conductive metal, right, has its own aura, right, and that's what makes it conductive. So you start looking at metals real close. It's very tight to the metal. And what you're doing with a magnet is just pushing the aura, because like aura can push aura. So the magnet is magnetic because of the energy raining down on it is hitting it's hitting the particle, or the way the magnet's shaped, the molecules, the way they're shaped, is making the energy split and create a toroidal around it. And it doesn't matter which way it's hitting. And so look at the molecules like being pine cone shaped, like your pineal gland. Because see, that's what makes the toroidal field inside your skull. Is if you look at the way the pineal gland is shaped and it rains down on it, it's splitting it's splitting up into waves that start moving like this in a toroidal fashion. And then your neural network is reaching inside that toroid. And if you look at the whole world's toroidal, your trees are a toroidal shape. It's taking that same energy raining down. I mean, trees really run on gravity. The same energy that rains down on them is being caught by all the branches out here. It's being funneled down the stalk of the tree and into the roots. So every tree is kind of like, it isn't necessarily its own Tesla tower, but it's using the same flow of energy that the Tesla tower does, right? So if you can make a Leyden jar way up there catching that energy, it's going to build a field and arc to any mass that's really in the room up there conductive. In the photo of Tesla, he's sitting in a chair and it looks like lightning in the room. That's inside the top of that tower. And there's a massive coil in the middle of the room, right? And every time it arcs to it, it's pulsing the aura in the wire, okay? And the reason he can get it to arc to it is because it's bringing the ground current up to the sky in the tower, all right? But the other part of that is that there's moving water underneath. The human body, the Tesla tower, and the pyramids are using the same exact principle. So in the pyramid, you got that one tunnel that goes under the pyramid, right in the middle, and that part there's scientists now say they believe it's a ram pump. Yeah, I'm sure it was. In the body, that'd be the heart, right? And so that heart is boom, boom, because the ram pump just pop, 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 pop. And it's sending out that wave up the pyramid. It's reflecting off of the walls. The inner walls of the pyramid are just the way it's shaped. It's reflecting off the walls because the outside wall was like a granite and the inner part of the pyramid is sandstone. So it's traveling through the sandstone, it's bouncing off the granite, and it's all being aimed at the king's chamber in the center of the pyramid, right? And creating a toroidal field there. And I wouldn't be surprised that there ain't a lot of missing parts to that thing. But if I was to guess, the missing part that would have been in the king's chamber, and under the domes, like the Capitol domes, same mechanism, right? Washington, D.C. has moving water under it. In the center of that dome would be a big stone pine cone, like the one you see in front of the Vatican, right? And it would create that field, and a man could walk inside it and connect to source, right? It's more, creating power is just a side effect of those things. And create light, and create light with it. Arcs put out a lot of light. And you get it tuned the right frequency where it's putting out that spark so fast you don't see it. It just looks like light. Well, every time it arcs and it's sending that magnetic field down to the ground, it's going to another Leyden jar, right? That's the lower part of the circuit, just like there's two Leyden jars on the Windhurst machine. And if you look at the schematic of the tower, it shows two. It's just going to be two lines that are just parallel like this, with the wire goes to it, and the component's just two plates. It's a Leyden jar. It's a capacitor. But the type capacitor he was using was a Leyden jar type thing, because the dome itself was one of the conductive surfaces, right? And the coil is the other, and there's an air gap. Well, the Leyden jar is just a metal cup with glass around it, isolating it, in another cup, right? It works the same way with just the air gap. And it's everywhere you make a nice air gap, you make an arc, and you're going to see the arc. Like if you overcharge a Leyden jar, you'll see it arc around the glass, right? The distance to the other plate. The voltage has to build up on one plate, and when it gets high enough, it can jump. The voltage, just like if you're looking at ignition system in a car, we used to use oscilloscopes, right, for ignition systems, and you would watch it, its voltage over time as an oscilloscope, and it would be 12 volts. Then you would watch as the points close or electronic module close the circuit, the voltage will go way up. Or no, it's when the points open, because that's the inductive kick off the coil. When they open, that voltage had to go way up as it's unloading that coil, and then it comes down and it does like this. Well, that way up on the voltage is getting enough voltage to jump the gap. Once it's jumped, it doesn't take as much voltage to maintain it, so we call the compression line, and then it drops off back to 12 volts, you see. And that's what's happening to the cup. It builds the voltage up, which raises the field, the aura around the cup, until it can touch the opposite aura where it's trying to flow, or the inner cup, you see. Same thing's happening up there by bringing the ground up to the sky, right? Because if you try to make a Tesla tower in a forest, you would ruin all the efficiency of it, because the trees are sucking up the ether, right? Because they're running on the same thing. That's why it's in a field. It has moving water under it to create the ground potential. You got the sun charging the firmament and the moon. They both affect the tide. And that's creating your potential in the sky. The field grows. You'll typically see lightning around rain, right? Because current follows the least path of resistance. The humidity and moisture in the air gives it something to travel on to lower the resistance of it. And so yeah, Dinian glass, you can see magnetic fields with it. Not as easily as you can see the aura in your hand, but that's how you can tell. So like here we go, the Windhurst machine. Every one of these pieces of metal here has an aura on it. All right. This blade is wiping off the aura. This blade is balancing it, and it's actually spinning this way. So we're balancing it here to what's over there, and basically adding more back to it. As it comes over, it's wiping a little bit of that current off. The energy raining down on everything gives us gravity is filling it back up, right? But we're creating a void of aura on one side of the plate and a void on the other that are opposite to each other, and they arc to balance the pressure back out. You kind of look at like water, and it really is. It's the water above that you can't see. Not sure if that's what they're talking about in Genesis or not, because in order to make an arc, right, you have to have some type of capacitor effect, something that a surface to grab the charge, right? If there's no surface, yeah, you can ionize the air, you make it electrical, but you're not going to make an arc of lightning with it, right? To have an arc of lightning, it takes a massive plate, conductive surface to arc. And so lightning itself, if you understand electricity, I've worked with as long as I have, right? You just know by looking at the physics, it's impossible without a surface to charge. So lightning proves there's a conductive surface over our head. Yeah, I just look at it different. I'm self-taught. I was naturally a mechanic my whole life. Born a mechanic. My dad tells a story where I was 2 screws away from, because I'd get my dad's toolbox as a kid, and I went in the bathroom one day and I was unscrewing the faucet because I wanted to see how it worked. Just got to know how everything works, right? And I almost flooded the house. My dad said I'm just only a turn away. That nut was almost off of there. But it's just been a natural thing for me. I could see mechanical shit. I'm a clerical fucking idiot, though. Flat out. But yeah, I'm making this pen. I think it's pretty dry, so I'm going to wet sand it, put it together. I'll send you a photo in a minute. You want it? I'll mail it to you. Have a great day.